most undervalued large cap stock, in my opinion, to buy and to watch. So we had some recent news on this one, and it is ticker symbol FB, ticker symbol FB. This is formerly Facebook. Now it's called Meta Platforms because they're going into the metaverse with Zuckerberg. I did a deep dive on this one, but I just wanted to show you some technical analysis, and I also wanted to show you a little bit of bullish news. You'll notice that a lot of institutions and analysts are more bullish on this one, as they should be. And I'm seeing a lot of bullishness in the charts as well, despite this being a very bad day for growth names. This is holding up pretty strongly. So let's look at the chart on the daily. We're going to look at this. If you notice the upper Bollinger Band, still going up, still going up. This is a really, really great sign. So I'm just going to go over some news. I'm going to go over what levels to potentially enter at and what levels to have for a potential price target. And of course, as traders, we need to know when to buy and when not to buy. Those are very big levels to adhere to. So we want to be able to know when the buyers step in and there's buyer pressure and to enter, but we also want to know when key levels are not working and when they're going to break down. So we'll be talking a little bit about that as well. So the 1 year chart we are looking at is right here. You can see some Bollinger Bands. As I said, it's going up. We wanted to see it going up and curling up. Looks great. Now you can see a bullish crossing as well. If we go back to the Bollinger Bands, there is a bullish crossing right over here from the mid Bollinger Band. Again, very bullish. Now today, of course, we have the Fed meeting at 2 o'clock, so I would not trade any growth names until after 2 o'clock. But I do personally, in my opinion, think that we will have a relief rally, and that will be the time to enter if we see buying pressure. The key there is if we see buying pressure. So you can see that there is a resistance at the 50 MA, but you can also see there is a small gap that we need to fill right here. And you can also see that there is a support at the 13 EMA. So it's kind of consolidating between the 13 MA and the 50 MA. Now, what you'll also notice is this double bottom right here. We did confirm that, and it did go up higher. So that is really good news. It's curling up, it formed a base, and we are just making some higher highs. And this could be a nice support level that you're seeing right here. And also we can notice that there's been some more volume. So either way, it's either going to break down very harshly or rally up very harshly. And I think it's going to rally up just because there is this huge gap up that it needs to fill at some point. It does need to fill that. Gaps usually do fill. So we are seeing a little bit of red, but compared to the rest of the market, it's really not that big of a deal. So if we go in a little bit more, we will check out the levels that I am looking at it. And we are seeing that it is bouncing off the 200 MA, which is very bullish in my opinion. Very good. And I would like to get it at 213. That would be the level where I would like to see a previous resistance from new support level. I would love that, but we can see some buyers are stepping in now. So it could be a potential reversal at the 200 MA, which would be great. But again, if it breaks down, we will go to that 214 level. Just note that if some buyers come in here, it might be a great chance to get in as well. If we look at the 5-minute chart, we can see that we are forming a bit of a base, a bit of a support level here at 222, which is a good sign. But we are not over the VWAP yet. As you can see, we broke that trend down. So it's basically a little bit of bearishness right now, but also there is a support level, which is pretty good. But I will be looking at it at closer to 214. If you did want to scalp this, I would just wait until the Fed meeting is over again at 2. Now, if we're going to look back over here, as I said, the 200 MA, it's kind of struggling to stay there, but if we do bounce, it could be a good entry. And if we do bounce over there, it would be a good entry. And I would look to exit at 231 would be a good exit. Of course, if it breaks down, then we would need to have a stop loss right over here at around 220 because of the psychological level. Now, going back over here, if it does break down to the 214 level that we were talking about, I would like to see it go up to right around here because this does look like a solid support, but we would want to make sure we get out before the resistance. So I would say a good price target then would be 218. So it would be a pretty nice trade. Just looking for the short term, some day trading possibilities. But note, we do need to fill this gap right here. Like, this gap definitely needs to be filled. And I believe it will be filled today, and we can gap up at least to the 50 MA. That's what I'm looking at. So it could be a nice little scalp today. Again, the 5-minute chart is showing a bit of a nice support. And as long as we get a nice green candle and the Fed doesn't say anything crazy, we might see a nice rally and we might get over the VWAP. Of course, just wait for the green candles, just wait for the confirmation for any of these trades because we are in a very choppy market and it could, just go anyway, depending on what one person at the Fed says. So just notate that and just be careful about that. And just look to get in at the 214 level if it does break down. We always need to see buying pressure, and then we want to see it skyrocket at least to this point, and this is around 230. So it does look nice. Facebook is definitely one to watch out for. And as far as the MACD is concerned, it looks like it is coiling a little bit, which is very good to see. We do need to see more buying pressure, but again, with the stochastics, we do want to see a bounce right over here, but it's still looking good in the stochastics. I don't really like this little drop, but again, if we bounce, then we should be fine, and the buyers should step in. This is a very large tech name, very undervalued. And it has a lot of potential for support right now. So I do think we have a good chance at this one to have a nice little day trade right here. Again, if the buyers don't come in, then be ready to test this area right over here that we spoke about earlier. And just wait for the buyer pressure to come in as well. So happy trading. Have a wonderful day, and be sure to leave a like and comment what stock you would like me to check out next. Oh, and I wanted to, just one little bonus, I wanted to talk about this little trend line right here, because on the weekly it is making higher lows, which is always a good sign. So it looks like it bounced right off this higher trend line, which is really nice. It looks like it's trying to reclaim the 200 MA. And the previous 2 times that it did this, it looks like it was very nice. So I'm looking for a continuation of this bounce. And we could get to higher highs. That's what happened to the last 2 times. So just look out for that. And it is showing that could be very bullish, especially from this green candle. So, Facebook, I know it's been an underdog and it's really the most undervalued large cap tech stock out there right now because of all of the bad news and because Zuckerberg is pivoting to the metaverse. But I think especially in the long term, this could be a really lucrative play. All right, the Supergirl investor here to save the world and make you wealthy. Let's make sure that all of our parents have yachts by 2025. Bye.